Thanks for joining St. George News at 8. I'm Scott Beadle. A 40-year-old St. George man is arrested on alleged aggravated sexual abuse of a 5-year-old girl. The Division of Child and Family Services received a report that the girl told police consistent details of abuse by Warren Leonard Black. The girl told police that the abuse happened on multiple occasions. Black was arrested Tuesday and faces 2 felony counts of aggravated sex abuse of a child. He was released on bail pending a trial. In May of 2015, Black was arrested on misdemeanor count of sexual battery for unlawful conduct with a 16-year-old in St. George. Cedar City residents allege a structure fire Thursday night was arson. It happened at 300 South and 100 East just after 7 p.m. Damage was minimal and contained the left corner of a home's front, and there were no reported injuries. Sarah China, a renter of the home, says she and her boyfriend had another couple over when some issues arose, and her boyfriend asked a man to leave the property. China says they went inside, and that's when the man allegedly kicked over a barbecue toward the house, started the fire, and then ran. That incident is still under investigation. Since 2010, the Doc Utah International Documentary Film Festival has been bringing quality films to southern Utah as part of its week-long festival located on the Dixie State University campus. Submissions have come from all over the world and have shed light on topics ranging from the quirky and lighthearted to dramatic and controversial. Here's a look at the latest story.
This story begins in 2011 when 60 Minutes decided to put Greg Mortensen in its crosshairs.
CBS did a 60-minute documentary, and John Krakauer wrote a book about some of the things I had done or they thought I had done, and their premise is basically that most of the things I was claiming to do wasn't true.
It's a beautiful story, and it's a lie.
Jennifer Jordan went overseas and visited lots of the schools, and so the documentary basically is about what she found in the field.
In every village that I saw, there was one building with 4 plum walls standing very apart from the mud huts with thatched roofs, and they ended up being Central Asia Institute schools. I was very impressed by that, and then I met Greg and I interviewed him after 9/11 because he, at that point, was one of the most knowledgeable Americans about the Taliban in Pakistan. And then 60 Minutes in 2011 did this piece that basically called Greg a liar and a fraud.
We found there are serious questions about how millions of dollars have been spent, whether Mortensen is personally benefiting, and whether some of the most dramatic and inspiring stories in his books are even true.
What people should know about this film is to question the media. Something's going on here that we as Americans should really be wary of, that our media is not doing its job in fair and balanced reporting.
Doc Utah's mission really is to bring high-quality documentary films to our community and the larger world community. Tonight we've brought the film 3,000 Cups of Tea here, which is the story of Greg Mortensen, who started schools in Pakistan and Afghanistan to educate girls.
Of all the things that I've learned about this man, fraud is not one of them. Liar is not one of them. So what's going on here with this report? So I decided to do my own investigation, and this film is the result of that investigation.
In July, Doc Utah will present a screening of New York Doll, and in August, Doc Utah will screen Atomic Cafe. The Doc Utah International Documentary Film Festival will take place September 4th through 9th. Police are reminding people to be alert for counterfeit $100 bills being passed in the area. Businesses and the public can better protect themselves from receiving counterfeits by checking for security threads, microprinting, watermarks, color-shifting ink, red and blue threading, and if the first letter in the serial number coordinates with the correct year of print. You can find specific tutorials on how to do these things on our website, stgeorgenews.com. Businesses can also use a security pen to check the bills they receive from customers, though authorities say they shouldn't rely solely on the pen as they are not always accurate. Police are asking anyone who comes across one of the fake bills to get as much information as possible on the person passing the bill and to call the St. George Police Department at 435-627-4300. Fireworks are a staple of 4th of July celebrations across the nation, and while they are exciting to watch, they can also be the trigger of a human-caused fire. Fire restrictions have been imposed across Utah due to the high temperatures and dry conditions. It's estimated that 91% of the wildfires of 2017 to date have been caused by people and are preventable, according to the U.S. Forest Service. The use of fireworks has been prohibited on federally managed lands. If you purchase fireworks out of state, they're probably not legal in Utah. You will be cited if caught and will be responsible to pay for any damages and the cost to extinguish any fires that you cause. Also, please remember to keep a bucket of water available. Meteorologist Kim Walker has your Southern Utah forecast coming up right after this.
The weather tonight is brought to you by AWI Networks, Smarter Internet.
Well, welcome back, everyone. The scorching heat will continue for tomorrow and through much of the weekend. Very warm conditions with a full day of sunshine as high pressure still will not relinquish its control over our weather. So that means very dry conditions and lots of sunshine. So plenty of sunshine for your Sunday. We're going to stay dry and hot, and it looks like not much of a change for next week. Temperatures today did climb into the triple digits in St. George at 104. In Hurricane, it was 102. A little bit cooler in Cedar City at 88 degrees. Enterprise checked in at 92 degrees this afternoon, and a little bit hotter as we made our way to the south and a little bit to the west. In Vegas, it was 107. So definitely a hot day, and we will continue that trend at least through the weekend and pretty much through next week as well. Tonight, temperatures drop down to around 71 degrees in St. George. In Mesquite, about 72 degrees. Cooler in Cedar City at 52. And a Hurricane, look for lows around 70 degrees. So we are going to start off very cool in Cedar City. So of course we are going to end up a little bit cooler as well, but we'll have a full day of sunshine. 78 degrees by noon and then 93 degrees at 5 o'clock. So it's going to be warm, but not as bad as what we're going to see in St. George, where once again we will be back into the triple digits. Not too bad though. By noon, 84 degrees, and then we climb up to around 103 at 5 o'clock. So temperatures will be a lot warmer, or just about the same as today, really. And we're not going to see much of a change in that heat, and that's because high pressure will continue just to dominate our weather, and so it's going to be pretty hot through much of the region. The only places that we'll see any of relief from this heat is along the coast of California, of course, with the winds coming in from the Pacific, just cooling that area down. But for the most part, across the region, we're going to continue with the gusty winds, and the humidity will also be a little bit on the low side. Relative humidity will be below 20%, and of course that's not helping the situation with all the wildfires across the area. So it looks like definitely just take precautions out there. Just be careful if you're doing anything with fire or anything like that. Highs tomorrow will be climbing up to around 95 degrees in Cedar City, so a little bit warmer than today. In Newcastle, look for highs around 96. And then as we make our way to the south, it's going to be in the triple digits. We're looking for highs around 106 in the afternoon in St. George and Hurricane, about 105. In Leeds, also about 105, and a little bit warmer as we head to the south. Littlefield, look for highs around 110 degrees. So it's going to be pretty hot out there. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast for Cedar City. Temperatures in the 90s for this weekend. We dipped down a few degrees though by Sunday. 92, 93 for your Monday. On the 4th of July, we climb right back up into the mid 90s, and it looks like we'll stay in the 90s, even climbing into the upper 90s by the end of next week. And that will also be the situation for St. George as well. We will be in the triple digits this weekend, then dropping just a few degrees on Sunday and Monday. On July 4th, it's going to be pretty hot. Plenty of sunshine, highs around 105 degrees, and then climbing right back up into 109 degrees by Friday with a little bit more cloud cover. But yeah, we're going to stay in the heat for a while.
Sounds like it. Thanks, Kim. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a fantastic weekend.